Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back to my channel. Today is June 30th. It's the last day of June of 2019. This month, this year has been flown by. The reason of this video today is I'm going to be reading the passage out of Our Daily Bread. And it's quite interesting. It was quite interesting what I had read today, and I think it affects each one of us differently through a new lens. It must be amazing to look at a tree and see all the individual leaves instead of just a blur of green, my dad said. I couldn't have said it better. I was 18 at the time and not a fan of my new needed to wear glasses, but they changed the way I saw everything, making the blurry beautiful. When reading scripture, I view certain books like I do when I look at trees without my glasses. There doesn't seem to be much to see, but noticing details can reveal the beauty in what might seem to be a boring passage. This happens to me when I was reading Exodus, God's direction for building the tabernacle. His temporary dwelling place among the Israelites can seem like a blur of boring details, but I pause at the end of chapter 25, where God gave direction for the lampshade. It was to be hammered out of pure gold, including its base, its shaft, and its flower-like cups, buds, and blossoms. The cups were to be shaped like almond flowers. Almond trees are breathtaking, and God incorporated that same natural beauty into his tabernacle. Paul wrote, God's invisible qualities, his internal power and divine nature are seen to be unnoticed or understood in certain. Let me reread that, and I think I better need to put on my lenses. Paul wrote, God's invisible qualities, his external power and divine nature, are seen and understood in creation. Romans 1, chapter 20. To see God's beauty, sometimes we have to look at the creation and what might seem like uninteresting passages in the Bible through new lenses. And today's questions are, how can you look at scripture in a new way to see God's beauty in it? And number 2, how has God's beauty creation drawn you closer to him? That is one reason I've always had difficulty to understand the stories in the Bible, is that, well, one, I do need lenses. I've always had bad eyesight since age of 13. And then I think when I hit in my mid-40s is when the bifocals came in. Believe me, it just adds more glamour to this glitter, you know? But also with a learning disability, as reading or knowing the definition of a word and the resources that are here for us today is unreal. And I have the courage to if I don't understand a word, I look it up, or punctuation of it, and sound it out. Now, how can you look at scripture in a new way to see God's beauty in it? Scripture is my safe haven. I find I going to it more and more every day. I have spoken to on my social medias, as Facebook and even Instagram and my YouTube, my passion that I had just came in, that I have came to know what my true passion was, and it was photography. And I think I want to give an example is I have a Canon lens and I have a Nikon lens. I have a Canon camera and I have a Nikon camera. Now each of these lenses is an 18 to 55. They're about the same size, I would say. This is a little bigger. This seems a little bit more wider than this one. This has its numbers different than this numbers, meaning the direction that it goes. They're both kit lenses, so when you purchase a camera, a body, this will be one of the lenses, usually comes with that body of that camera. Now, I wanted to have an experiment. I had wanted a Nikon just because I'm a Canon girl, but I'm also a Nikon girl. I don't like labels, but Canon has been my stepping stone. I wanted to see the difference as in how this lens and this lens had taken a photo. And the thing is that we have to take consideration is how one sees the story in that photo. It's not going to be the lens. The lens is going to enhance it. There are books in the Bible that I just don't grasp, and that's okay. It's because maybe I haven't caught on to what is being told. I personally, and this is my personal opinion, I find it so frustrating when someone tells me, well, this is what is being said. This is what it's telling you. And I'm at the point, allow me to see what I see in that passage. Allow me to what I feel what that scripture is saying. And the thing is, this is a perfect thing. This is a perfect, and I just remembered, is if you don't fear God, there's something wrong. And I had to, and I'm thinking to myself in the last year, 2 years, I don't fear God. I don't fear Him. And I'm thinking, am I getting too radical? Am I not getting it? I went to a meeting, and this was a question. If you fear God, you understand. You know what? That's not true. And this is my opinion. You have your own. And that's okay. That's what makes us different and so beautiful. Is I trust God. I have faith in God. I might not always agree, but I don't fear Him because I know that I am on a journey. I know I need to do what I'm needing to do in my life. Me going to heaven or me dying, I'm not fearful. He already knows what I've done, and I've already asked for forgiveness. I am not perfect. I think you've heard this in every single one of the videos in the last, I think, 15 videos I've made for this in Our Daily Bread. I am not perfect. But how I view Scripture doesn't make me not correct. It's how I'm accepting it. So having lenses is going to enhance. I'm able to see what the words are more clearer, but that doesn't make me understand more, if that makes sense. It's how you are receiving the message. Yes, it's good to get input from other people, but the thing is, I stress to every one of you, empower yourself. No, you read it, you research, get other people's opinions, but go off what God is sending through you. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're not harming somebody or animals or you know, your nature, trust in God. I am not fluent in the Bible. I'm being sincere. There are stories that I've not read, and that's okay, because that is something I've not done yet. That doesn't make me a bad person, and I don't have guilt for that. There are some beautiful, beautiful stories in there. So when you get your new glasses to wear, especially when you're, at any age, I don't ever want you to fear, I'm going to look different. They're going to laugh at me, or they're going to make fun of me because I look older. I need to get new glasses. These are 2 years old. But I look older. I look like more of like a grandma. Embrace that. In school, I know what it felt like to be made fun of with glasses. In the yearbook, they say the most funniest glasses. I got that as a kid. I did. It was tough. But I come to terms knowing that I had the glasses. And I saw things very clearly. I was able to see character in an individual. I was able to see what the intentions of a person was. I had faith. That doesn't mean my journey was simple. No, my journey was not simple. I don't want my journey simple. I want to learn. I want to experience. Now, when you have covers on your lenses, especially camera lenses, it's to protect its lens so you don't scratch it. Are you taking your covers off? Are you seeing through the lens? Are you seeing through your eyes? Are you reading it? Are you researching for yourself? Don't put your blinders on. Don't put your covers on your lenses. It's okay. I'm going to be honest. Each one of these did produce a different picture. One had a different view than the other. But was it the lens, or was it me? Life is amazing. God is amazing. About 3 videos back, I had gone over the 7 sins and understanding you have a gift and using your gift in a positive manner. I was on Instagram last night, and I saw this gentleman had mentioned or had heart one of my photos, one of my photography photos, and I had went to his Instagram and I looked and I saw so much in his photos. That could be a curse or that could be a gift. And it was so funny, on one of the photos I clicked on, it had stated, "What do you see in this photo?" It was just by chance. And I put out there what I really saw. And at the very end I said, but I can be wrong. Because I can be wrong. And he came and he didn't say anything. I thought, well, maybe I offended him. Maybe I offended him. But that's okay. That's what I saw. That doesn't make that I'm a horrible person. It's just what I saw. And he came back at me this morning and he goes, "You were right." And then I'm thinking, it wasn't me, it was God that given me the ability to see through that. So when you're using your lens or your glasses to read scripture, ask for God for guidance. Ask for Him to give you the words. Ask Him to see through your eyes. Even though that this is an 1855 Canon and this is an 1855 Nikon, they're both lenses. Just remember to take the caps off, then you can capture it. Look in self. Look within self, yourself. Do you have your caps on? Your eyes? Your blinders? Do you have your glasses on? Are things blurry? In today's reading, God's invisible qualities, his external power, and his divine nature have been clearly seen, being understood from what has been made. Romans 1, chapter 20. Today is Sunday. I'm about to go to service. I really wanted to make this video. I don't usually make a Sunday one, but today I heard him. I want you to have a beautiful day. You too have lenses, and these eyes that you have, or your ears, is the passage to the soul for you to read or hear. Don't be afraid. If you don't understand, don't. And I was guilty of doing this. I have done this when I was younger. I understand having a learning disability or not knowing what it's trying to say to me, understanding the passages or misunderstanding them. Empower yourself, validate what you're needing to understand, and uplift yourself, knowing that you are trusting and having faith. So, we'll see you on Monday. On this special note, it is very, very hot out. I want every one of you to make sure you wear sunscreen and drink plenty of water. I have my hair up. I usually have it down, but I'm going to keep cool. Have a great day. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. For we just don't know what part of the journey they're on. And remember, when you have camera lenses, put the caps back on for the fact you don't want to scratch the lens. Be good. See you tomorrow.